what did you discover about the role of hands-on concrete experiences learning? It stayed with me. The concept stayed with me. I don't need to mug it up again. It's just once doing it once, I understood it completely, and it's going to stay with me. That's it. Because, in school I had a lot of bias. I used to be that bugging student. Ki ma'am, why it is happening? Why? So I never got those answers why. So there is one of my uncle who was mathematician, like then maths professor, like he was jitni degrees ho sakti hain, he achieved that in maths, and actually he answered my questions then. Like I was very good in maths, like number aa jate the, but मेरे को ये नहीं पता होता था कि if we are learning Pythagoras, then what is its practical implementation. So I used to then go to him and ask these questions. Now I know I had to be in Montessori then. Like, my parents were not aware of it.
How did this experience shift your perspective on your child's work in this Montessori environment?
So even earlier I have this environment, but in this silent walk, I got deeper insight about the process, how my child is learning here. Like the simplest thing, washing our hand. And I tried that by myself and few other activities. So I saw the process, how child is going through this process. And with this process, actually we know that our brain is in mechanical nature. And this process is developing an organized, structured, methodical, and we can say disciplined and more systematic brain. And if we have this, so in our daily life, we know that we are facing, whether be it professional or behavioral, we face multiple challenges. And with such mind, for sure we will go for quicker and more efficient solution. So that is more important. And I can say today I'm happier that my child is a part of this process anymore.
Thank you. So I think today's experience was very immersive and meditative, as it was shared with us. I think this experience brought me closer to this pedagogy. I am much more convinced, and my faith in this pedagogy has strengthened many folds. And now I understand what my child goes through, the kind of work she does, and what are the steps, and how important it is to have each task broken down into smaller tasks for them to really understand the logic of why we are performing a certain activity or a task.
And who is not that talkative about what happens in school. His answers is zero always. But today I understood something, why he does certain things at home. For last few days, whenever he gets crayons, he started drawing flags. It's not correct flags, just 3 colors or circles. So when I see these things, I understand that he gets it from his school. And one more thing I actually find, he always tells me, explain this picture. It will be an advertisement on the board. I will just get, how can I explain an ad? But today I saw in the environment, there are many pictures, more pictures, and the sentences written like that. So it's from that he gets this question at school. So this journey or silent journey made me understand why my child asks these kind of questions at home. So it's really a fantastic experience. Because for the children that are not talkative about school, he's talkative about every other thing. If we ask what happened in the school, no answer. So for such parents, I think this is a wonderful experience. We understand what our child does at school.
Yeah, and also it made us realize that I wish we had this. We both were talking. I guess we would have learned like this, but been so much interesting. Like we learned more of bookish. Okay, I didn't hota hai.
How did experience shift your perspective on your child's work in this Montessori environment? I don't think it shifted. I think it was more of reassurance that he's at the right place. already knew it, but it's again, today it's more overwhelming in terms of emotions that he is at the right place, he is in the right environment, and he's going to grow as a beautiful person. Because had we got this kind of thing in our childhood, we would have that anxiety that comes up with, whenever you want to work, because that's been passed on from traditional schooling. So I feel they're going to be far better patient as people, as humans, because they're getting it through the knowledge that they're having. So it's not it's shifting of perspective, it's reassuring that they're at the right place. I feel that.
Also, the message where the Montessori's pedagogy says is like your action should speak more than your words. It's coming into picture now. I know why you guys do not, the communication is less and presentation is more. Now today I got to know about it. So it's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah.
There is no one right way of doing things, and we were typecast. ऐसे ही होता है, ऐसे ही होगा. Which is like a problem. You're restricting your child to explore something new, or maybe doing 10,000 ways of doing the same thing.
So she's 5 years old, and she was introduced to the trinomial cube last year, and she was so agitated that she came to me and she said that I will not go to school because मुझे मिस नवनीत ने बोला है कि अब trinomial cube करना है और वो बहुत difficult है. And I was like try करो नया है, and like she was like नहीं अब 3 days हो गए मैं नहीं कर पा रही हूँ. And I was like and she had been a little irregular because there was personal reasons. So I thought maybe she just wants to stay at home. But when I saw this today, and I was like, okay, I understand why. मतलब it took her 2 to 3 weeks. She was like, आज मैंने 3 बार या 2 बार कर लिया trinomial cube or whatever. So I was like, okay, this is definitely challenging, and I kind of see why she was like, having a hard time learning it. So yeah. For me, I tried the Roman arch today, and it didn't seem, but when I started doing it, it was very frustrating to the point where I was about to leave it when, from I saw him and I was like, can you please help? And then we were able to do it, and you kind of realized that ये देखने में उतना मुश्किल नहीं लग रहा था, but it was a little challenging, and you kind of realized कि and it gives you that much more appreciation for your children कि 4 साल 5 साल के बच्चे कर ले रहे हैं, like उसमें multiple levels पे वो है कि वो shapes भी हैं trapezium and like balance and stability. So yeah, that was very interesting. And it didn't look, and when I saw it I was like because that was the only space that was like nobody was sitting there, so I was like अच्छा कर लेते हैं, doesn't remain. But I was about to leave it, so I thought इसलिए कोई बैठा था
Our children are feeling safe and they're enjoying and they're learning as well. So they just do random words. We are working or eating in any continent. And did we hear what we know first?
Yeah, the first time I heard that the continents, I was amazed. Continents really, and then she had that poem in the park, and everyone was like, how old is she? 4. Continents really? 4 years age? Oh, I don't know.
And I'm saying, की आवाज नहीं आ रही है 15 minute आधा घंटा, and then I was seeing she was working on something, and I was like, my goodness, she spent entire half an hour without talking and she completed it till the end, and I'm like, no, I don't have that kind of patience. So that reflects in the home activities as well. Slowness. How often do you feel so in your daily life? Do you think the children experience so these days?
It was a very interesting experience because I think for many years now, I think there's just too much noise. We're used to too much noise that I think it's very quiet. So for me, it gets very unsettling. So I feel like I'm sort of addicted to my phone or something. If like nobody's talking, so your mind is scrolling or doing something. Just sitting like in the quiet has kind of become, I think, rare now. Kind of difficult for adults, so it's great to know that children are kind of working every day in this environment. And it was like in the beginning, like it was a little unsettling because it was too quiet, but then it was really nice because it helps you focus on whatever you are doing. So yeah, I think it's much needed for us more than like children. We are so used to the noise all the time.
Previous story was that children don't listen to what you say, but what you do. So if you want them to, imbibe anything, first you have to do it yourself, and then they will emulate. So for if you want your children to go a certain way, you have to become worthy of imitation. So they are just sponges. If they see us being empathetic and sympathetic, they will want to do that because they love us. As parents, we are their guides. If we are folding our beds, we are making our beds, they will want to do it. So if they're little, so they will not be able to do it the way we are expecting them to do, but gradually it will improve. So we can ask them to help us while we are making our bed, so they will start doing that. So emulation is the key here. For that we have to become worthy of imitation. So it starts with us. So we have to be responsible. We have to eat our entire share of food what we have taken on the plate. Then only we can expect them to finish their meal. Otherwise they will question us. We are being a hypocrite. That's the first thing the child will learn. That if you are not finishing your one portion, why are you asking me to finish everything? So we have to become worthy of imitation first. So it starts with us. I think that's the basic thing, that what we can do at home is whatever we want them to learn, we have to start practicing it ourselves first.
But there is one thing which I am very excited about. We adults, as an adults, I have seen many of us not being able to spend time with self in calmness and peace, and not able to keep your eyes closed for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and not being able to process your own thoughts. I think these kids will not have that problem. If you are working in so much silence, it is bound that you would have it in your blood, because you have been practicing that silence for years. So I'm really looking forward to that.
I remember during my training only, I kept on telling my trainer that, I wish I was taught this way, I would have understood better now. Now I'm understanding this concept way better.
Even I say one thing, I recently actually attended the session where the proper way they proposed, like the adjectives, they were cutting the sentences. In our time, like we were just tell that okay, this is a preposition, this is a noun. Still, I used to struggle a lot, but over there, they were just. It is still a struggle for me. I'm not saying that I'm that much confident with all the grammatical and all those things. But over here, when kids were doing and creating the sentence and then chopping it out and then putting up what is an object, what is a noun, preposition, everything all together and all. That was like okay. If I would have got a chance, I would have understood okay, what is a preposition. What is it? Exactly. So that's
moreover, if Montessori was with me, the most important thing is I would have been free from the examinations. The biggest stress, what even now the first standard, second standard children are also going through. Exactly. Do the homework, report is coming, and all the stress from the starting till the end, that is never ending in the traditional schools.
I would like to say something about testing here. Even though they are not writing tests like how we used to, but we are constantly testing them. Because from an observation, exactly. But we're not telling them, oh, you did it well, or you didn't get an A.
Level, what comes up, that.
But where you are, we do.
We are not validating them, we are not giving them judgments as well.
That's
we are
stars,
helping
what
them in the process. This is let's see where we can take it forward.
The traditional school, what they are fond of, you do just then you give one star, you give one smile, and people are behind that star smiling only, not because of the education what they are learning.
They were learning conceptually, not by rote, like, so I saw the trinomial cube. So, I mean, young children will just like puzzle there, but they're actually learning A plus B plus C cube. And हम लोग उसको रटते थे, हमें पता अच्छा ये वाला भूल गए formula, इसलिए ये solve नहीं करता. And in the math exam, we all have right. Conceptually,
I personally felt it was very significant that is completely missed out in regular other approaches is the mixed age group environment, because I feel that is a key aspect of life in general, not just for children, but even when we get to work. At work, we mingle with different age, and age becomes insignificant.
It's just a number
It's
basically.
just a number.
And when you're
I
discussing
learned-
with the people, automatically an experienced person is sharing his experience to the lower one, and lower one sharing their experience to the bigger one. आज की generation में बात करें तो the youth has a different thinking compared to an older
That
generation.
mixed age group environment helps you, pick up things from multiple other, frames of references, perspectives, and also sort of puts in a healthy, I'll not call it pressure, but that intense desire to be able to do what this person who's older than me or this young person who's younger than me is able to do. So it's like internally driven. It's
It
not
inspires
externally
you.
coming.
It's peer learning.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not
a
just-
healthy kind of intensity within you that I want to do this. And also just a true story. My daughter, when she joined the school, she couldn't read, she couldn't write. She was too young, and we were in a school where there was no reading, writing before they turned 7. So it was even more strenuous. And we were perfectly fine with it, but then we couldn't get to they didn't have enough strength, so we had to move to school. And when she came here, we were a little worried if she will get that thing from the others. Oh, you don't know this, you don't know that. And I think within 2 weeks of her coming into the school, an older child taught her to write her own name. And she was so excited. She came back home and she's like, "Mama, मैं अपना नाम लिख सकती हूँ." I was like, "Really?" Because we never taught her. We were completely sold onto the idea until 7. No need to really get into academics. But when she came herself and she said, "Oh, I can write my name," I was like, "Wow!" And she learned it from an older child, which is even more beautiful because it sets you up for that social skill learning. That how do you get along with people who are maybe younger or older, more skilled, less skilled. So I think that is a key element of this, and I know it's not just in Montessori; it's in some other approaches to education as well. I think that's one of the most critical ones I felt is really helpful for our children.
How did you feel in the silence, the calmness, and the slowness? How often do you feel so in your daily life? Do you think the children experience so these days? So, the environment is completely silent, so there is no distraction at all, and we never bothered about what is happening around. So we are completely curious to learn these things, like how is it happening. So that is what we experienced today, and it was a very good environment. And how often do you feel so in your daily life? I think at home we get this kind of silence environment. Yeah. It was a very good experience today. Thank you.